use these 3 things, okay? Simple, unique, and memorable. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jariah T, and we are back with episode 3 of my entrepreneur series. Can we clap it up for me for a second? Because I've been really trying to be consistent. Usually I want to get my entrepreneur series videos out on Mondays, and today is Tuesday. But honestly, this weekend has been a very long weekend for me and just my mental health. So I just been trying to work on myself and get myself together. So yeah, that's why I didn't upload yesterday. But I'm like, you know what, let me record it today. Hopefully I could get it out by tomorrow or tonight. So I am going to be looking at my notebook throughout the video because I wrote everything down. These are notes that I've been wrote since I was planning to start the entrepreneur series. So I may add a few things that's not on here, but we're just gonna try to stick to it because I gotta go to work. So we're just gonna try to not make this video too long and drawn out. But I hope the tips that I gave you all last week in the video helped, and also the tips that I gave you all in my first video has been helpful. So yeah, so grab a pen, grab a paper, because this is part 2 of fail to plan, plan to fail. How are you going to market yourself? So when it comes to marketing, I really highly suggest you all do your research and learn as much as you can about marketing, because marketing is going to be key. I'm still in the process of learning how to market my business and how to do all of that. So this is the step that I'm currently in. So I can't really give too much information on it, being that I'm still doing my research and stuff. But dig in and do your research, because honestly, the way Instagram is set up on an algorithm. And so sometimes you may post something and your followers won't even be able to see it. So you have to come up with different marketing strategies on how you're going to reach your audience and how you're going to market your product. Also, you have to think about how are you going to come into the industry that you're trying to get into. Now, okay, you have to, in the research, I think I talked about research in the last video, if I'm not mistaken. You need to research the industry that you're gonna get into. If you are going into the hair industry, for instance, me, because I am in the hair industry and I could talk a little bit more about that, you need to research, okay, what is on the market right now? What is gaining people's attention, and what can I bring that is going to be a little bit different to kind of set myself apart? So a lot of people right now are into wigs and frontals and closures and all of that. And honestly, I'm not a frontals girl. So I don't really cater to people who want frontal looks. Yes, I do make frontal wigs for customers who do request a frontal look, but frontal wigs are not really my go-to thing. I'm more so for closures. So that's one thing that will kind of set me apart, even though there are other wig makers who do cater to closure wigs and do glueless wigs. That's more so my lane. Also, see what it is that are gaining their attention. So let's say everybody right now wants HD lace, right? So you don't want to go and bring regular lace to the market. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's not going to gauge their attention. So I kind of stick towards transparent and HD lace closures. I market transparent more only because transparent is better in a sense, which I'll get into another video about the differences between closures, frontals, the difference between the laces for people who don't really know. But you need to see where it is that you're going to fit yourself in this market. Are you going to be maybe just a hair supplier? Maybe you're going to only sell bundles. That's what I started out. Before I started really selling wigs, I started out just by selling bundles, and then I kind of worked my way into the wigs and stuff like that. And then you could decide that, okay, maybe you don't want to sell bundles anymore. You just want to sell wigs. You could also do that. There is so many different wig businesses and hair businesses, and it could be overwhelming sometimes, and you got to kind of try to figure out, okay, where am I going to fit? At the end of the day, you really have to understand that what is meant for you is meant for you. So if it's meant for you to have this business, which I always try to say, it is going to happen. So no matter how many people are doing what you're doing, can't nobody do it like you're doing it. And you can't do it how they're doing it. So that's also where you need to tap into your creativity, because now what is going to make you stand out in a market that is already oversaturated? Maybe your packaging is different. Maybe you are choosing colors that is outside the box that nobody likes. Maybe you're making a specific kind of product that caters to older women, not really young women, and the products in the beauty industry more so cater to younger women. So maybe you say, you know what, I see that the market for products for younger women is oversaturated, so now I'm gonna make a product for older women. Or maybe I'll make a product for kids. Like, do you see what I'm saying? You gotta really dig deep down into your creativity. Also, there's nothing wrong with getting inspiration from people, but you do not want to copy people. You have to have a mind of your own, and copying somebody else's work, one, is unoriginal and it's whack. Also, you could really get into some legal businesses, especially if it's a business that's already popping and they already got their stuff together. They could sue you for copying their brand, especially if they have things trademarked and all of that. They could sue you for copying the brand. So make sure that when you're doing your research, you're just trying to see, okay, get inspiration, maybe to boost your creativity, but you do not want to copy, okay? I do not suggest doing pinks and purples and all of those colors, because honestly, every beauty brand that you kind of see, every hair brand is some kind of pink, some kind of black, some kind of, you get what I'm saying? So you really want to pick something that's going to stand out. My brand colors is green and black and silver, which is kind of really out the box for me, because everybody knows for a long time my favorite color was pink. But I don't know, something about the green popped to me, and it's like, you know what, it's going to make me stand out, being that everybody is doing pinks and whites and glitter. Also, too, I do have glitter in my logo, which I kind of want to get rid of, which I'll talk about in a whole nother video, but you kind of want to stay away from that. Also, keep in mind that sometimes simple is always best. And understand that when you're starting out, you do not need to invest so much into packaging and logoing and all of that, because your brand can always rebrand and develop over time. Keep it simple, keep it sleek. That's gonna really gain people's attention more when something is sleek and simple versus too much going on. You do not want too much going on in your logo. You do not want glitter and sprinklers and diamonds and pinks and purples. And I can say that my logo, for a minute, I had too much going on. I had diamonds, I had glitter, I had this, I had that. It was real ghetto fabulous, okay? And there's nothing wrong with ghetto fabulous, but it was just too much. So sometimes you got to tone it down so that it doesn't look all over the place. Also, let's talk about your name. You need to pick a name that is going to be unique. Do not pick nothing with the name bougie. Do not pick nothing with the name girl. Do not pick... You could go online or on Instagram and you'll have somebody... There's too many bougie stuff. There's too many bougie babe, bougie this, bougie that. There's too many boss babe, boss this, boss that. There's too many girl this, girl that. Pick something that is going to be unique and that is going to stand out and that is going to be easily rememberable, if that makes sense. I don't know. Sometimes my words do not be coming together properly, but I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Pick something that is going to be unique. So when I came up with my name, my whole brand name is Jiraiya T Collection. And Jiraiya is my middle name. T stands for my first name. And then collection is because I knew that I wanted like a beauty brand. So I wanted to have other things under the collection. But I realized that over time that that could be a little bit hard for people to remember. And also because it's collection with a K. So I'm I'm going to be abbreviating it, but I am going to still keep everything under Jiraiya T collection, but just the specific things are going to be its own thing. For instance, I had my lip glosses along with my hair page, and so that was like one Jiraiya T collection. Even though it was all under Jiraiya T collection, I now separated it. So now it's going to be JTK Cosmetics. So JTK stands for the Jiraiya T collection, and then the cosmetics is so that you know it's the cosmetics part. So keep your name unique, but also keep it simple so that people can remember it. You do not want something like, I'll just use bougie for instance. You do not want the bougie brand and be like, oh, bougie, but with 7 E's and brand with 5 D's. That's not going to be easy for somebody to remember. Like, come on, we need to, like I said, simple, unique. Keep it simple, unique, memorable. Oh, that's good. Simple, that's the 3 keys. When you're thinking about picking out a name and picking out colors for your brand, use these 3 things, okay? Simple, unique, and memorable. Okay? Simple because you want people to, you don't want too much going on, and you do not want to distract your audience and have them thinking your brand is something else when it really is hair or it's really makeup and they think you're selling toys. Unique because you want to be able to stand out. You want people to know that this is your brand, that it's not looking like somebody else's brand. And memorable, when you tell somebody your brand, you want them to remember it. You want them to say, you know, oh, it was simple, so I remember that. Or her name was JTK, or, you get what I'm saying? See, I just came up with that on top of the dome. How do you plan on paying for things, okay? You need a source of income to test out the product. Like I said in my last video, you need a job. If you do not have a job, you need to go get one. You need a source of income, because when you're trying to sell products, especially, I'll use hair once again because I'm, you know, when you're buying hair, you have to test out hair from your vendors. That costs money, and testing out products from vendors and stuff is not cheap, especially when it comes to shipping. Shipping can run you anywhere from $30 to $100, or sometimes even more, depending on what it is that you're ordering. So you need money to test out your products. You need money to invest in your packaging and your inventory and etc. Also, set a budget. That's why I said when it comes to starting a business, you cannot really start a business overnight. You really need to properly plan everything out. Set a realistic budget, okay? I say that your budget should be between $500 to maybe $2,000. Depending on what it is that you're doing, like you maybe $500 may be too much. But if you're planning on going into the hair game, $500 to $2,000 is a perfect budget for you. If you're like trying to do something simple like lip glosses, your budget could be like $100, and that should be enough to get your products and your inventory and stuff like that. Also, you want to buy packaging. I'm not saying you have to get customized packaging, but you do want to have some type of packaging that kind of reflects your brand, because honestly, branding is going to be key, and that is going to be also put in next week's video, where we talk about branding the business, because branding is also what's going to make you memorable. It's what's going to make you stand out, and it's going to make you unique. Branding is key when it comes to your business. So in order to brand your business, you're going to need money to buy. Yeah, my phone kind of cut off. So if the video looks and sounds a little choppy, it's because I've been running out of storage, so I kind of have to stop the video and then upload it to my computer and then come back to my phone and delete it. It's really a whole process that I go through to get these videos out for y'all. So I really hope that y'all are watching it and that y'all are really like paying attention to what I'm saying, and that you all are also sharing the information, because it really a lot really goes into just me trying to put out one video. But anyway, I was just talking about branding. Now, let me tell you my mistakes when it comes to branding and thing like that. I was focused a little bit too much on branding versus the actual products. So I put a lot of money into branding and getting my packaging and everything like that. That's why I said when you start out, you do not need like customized packaging, but you do want something that reflects your brand. So for instance, if you have, for instance, like my colors are black and green, so I didn't necessarily have to go buy customized packaging. I could have just got, you know, black poly mailers and maybe something with a green sticker, just so that you kind of get the gist of the brand instead of going and spending thousands on branding. So yeah, I will say that's one mistake that I made that I wish I didn't make. I wish I did focus more on the products and invested my money more on inventory than packaging and stuff like that, because you could always upgrade and level up in your packaging. But to start out, you don't always want to start too big and then you have all this packaging stocked up because you're not getting so many orders to get rid of the packaging. So starting simple is important, and it also keeps you in your budget. And set realistic expectations. Like honestly, setting realistic expectations will keep you from a lack of disappointment and discouragement, because a lot of the times we think high, we dream big, and we say, you know what, okay, starting out I'm gonna get 200 orders, and you really only gonna get 5 orders in reality. And that's why I say sometimes you cannot rely on just people that you know to support your business, because they are going to disappoint you. So that's why also it's important to market yourself, because you don't only want to tell people that you know about your business. You want to get yourself out on a larger platform and market to a larger audience, because honestly, strangers are going to be your biggest supporters. I'm just keeping it real. Also, people who you do know will support you, but sometimes that's not always the case. So you just want to make sure that you set realistic goals and realistic expectations. So like, I'm not saying don't dream big for yourself in the beginning or don't think too big. That's not what I'm saying. But kind of keep it at a number where it's not like too high, and then if you don't reach that number, you're gonna feel discouraged. It's always better kind of if you set like a lower number and then like you surpass that number without expecting it. You're gonna feel a little bit better. It's sort of kind of like a mind thing that I realize. It's really a mind thing when it comes to that. So yeah. So for instance, let me give you an example of exactly what I mean when it comes to buying the inventory and setting your expectations realistic. So let's say you know 100 people, right? Do not buy 100 t-shirts. Do not do it, because you're going to waste your money, because you're banking on those 100 people that you know personally to buy those t-shirts from you. And then when you launch your business and only 10 of those people out of the 100 buys your t-shirts, now you have 90 t-shirts left that you're trying to push and trying to sell, when you could have sold that, started out small, setting a realistic goal, like okay, or maybe even 20 t-shirts. It's just better than having 90 t-shirts left over, because now it's like, okay, you see that you only sold this much amount and now you want to add something to your brand, but now you got to get rid of these t-shirts before you can even rebrand yourself to kind of catch people's attention more. So that's what I kind of mean when I say set realistic goals. Now we're going into the when. When are you going to launch your business? Set a date and set a timeline for yourself of when you're going to start planning and prepping for your business and when you're actually going to launch your business. Dates and timelines are essential, okay? Now I have to do everything by calendar. I cannot just go willy-nilly anymore. I literally have to write everything down in dates and set deadlines for myself. So set a realistic deadline. Like, let's say you just now decided that you want a business, you have a business idea. Don't set your deadline for next week, because that's not enough time for preparation and to test out your products and all of that. I say a realistic goal would be, the earliest would be 3 months, 2 to 3 months. The longer, also you don't want to wait too long You don't want to be sitting on this for too long, because really and truly, your products can always get better. So it's kind of like, you don't want to start too soon, but you don't want to start too late. You need to start right on time. So that's why I say you got to come into alignment, because they're going to tell you when it's time to start your business. They're going to tell you when it's time to release everything. So you need to really set a realistic date. And also, you should not launch your business until you have your budgeting in order. Until you have your savings, your budget savings for your business set up, until you have your products and inventory already set up and stocked up, and you'd already tested everything out, then that's when you should launch your business. You do not want to launch your business too early in the testing phase. You want to take your time to make sure that you are providing good quality products. Okay, you do not, that's why you cannot just be focused on the money and trying to get a quick come up on your business, because honestly, yeah, you done made 10 sales, but now that's 10 customers that are never going to shop with you again. So when you're setting a time to launch your business, please don't start too early, but don't wait too long, because if you wait too long, you're probably never going to do it. Next, you need to think about when you're going to start spreading the word about your business. Do not spread the word about your business while you're prepping and planning for your business. Make sure that when you do spread the word about your business, that everything is already set and in concrete. All you're doing now is trying to get it out in the public, out in the open, to make people aware that you're about to launch your business. Why I say that you should not do it while everything is in preparation and while you're planning is because then people are going to put their input in it, and they're going to be telling you all types of opinions, and it's going to make you not want to do it, and then you're going to go try to change everything. And no, when everything is set in stone, that's when you launch. That's when you talk about your business. Also, if you have a smaller platform like me, you don't want to wait a week before you launch your business to start talking about it. So you kind of want to let people know more so in advance. So maybe you should push your launch date back so that you give yourself time to get the word out. But I know that there is people who do have larger platforms on social media, so maybe they can use a week to launch their business and get the word out, and then they get the type of following for their business that they need. But yeah, I say 2 weeks, maybe more, to get the word out and let people know, oh, I'm starting a business. That's when you start promoting and getting the buzz in people's ear that you're about to launch a business. But make sure when you do that everything is already set in stone. You do not need people knowing your preparation process, because I was talking about my business, like I said, why it's important to move in silence, because I was talking about my business before I even really did anything for my business. I just wanted to get the platform up, but sometimes you have to get everything ready before you get to the platform. You need to be prepared for when that platform comes. So yeah, you let people know, oh, I'm about to start a business, but you don't even have products yet. Which I had products, but like I said, it was still in the testing phase. So you don't want to let people know, oh, I got what was I saying? You don't want to say, oh, I have a business launching coming out, and then but the stuff is not ready yet, and so then people are like, okay, they're getting excited, like, oh, she got a business coming out, okay, we waiting for the product, and then you take too long, and then the buzz has already died down. You want to keep the buzz going, so you want to stir up the buzz, and while the buzz is still stirring up, that's when you drop it, boom, pow, pam, and then boom, everything is good. Everything is flowing. And yeah, don't wait last minute to do things. Make sure you plan this properly. Make sure you plan things accordingly to your time, to your schedule, and pace yourself, and also have patience with yourself. You are not in a rush. You are not in competition with anybody. I don't care who you think got something going on, or you think that the industry is moving on without you. It's not. Take your time. Don't look at anybody else. Don't watch what other people are doing. Stay in your own lane. Focus on you and what you got going on, because at the end of the day, like I will always say, what is meant to be will be, and what's not is not. So this is the end of my video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Sometimes when I edit my videos, I'll be like, Taz, you was talking too much, or you was all over the place. But I hope you guys are kind of staying with me and understanding what it is that I'm saying.